3, 2, 1.
There are places on Earth that whisper to us from across the vast ocean of time. They are monuments not just to human hands, but to human curiosity. They stand as silent witnesses to our species' long journey, our unending quest to understand our place in the cosmos. These are the places where our ancestors looked up at the same stars we see and, dared to dream on a colossal scale. Teotihuacan, nestled in the highlands of what is now Mexico, is one such place. It's a city that seems to have emerged not from the soil, but from a deep cosmic imagination. A blueprint written in the language of the sun, the moon, and the distant glittering stars. Long before the Aztecs stumbled upon its magnificent ruins and gave it a name that means the place where the gods were created, this city thrived. It was ancient even to the ancients. Its original name is lost, erased by the sands of time. Its builders remained faceless. Their identities a profound mystery that has puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. We don't know what language they spoke. We don't know what they called themselves. All we have is what they left behind. A sprawling, silent metropolis of stone, a testament to a vision so grand it feels honestly, almost otherworldly. The city itself is the only story they ever wrote. Imagine a civilization emerging, seemingly out of nowhere, with the knowledge and organization to build one of the largest cities on the planet. This wasn't a gradual development. It was an explosion of architectural and cultural ambition. By the first few centuries of the Common Era, Teotihuacan was a bustling hub of more than 100,000 people, its influence stretching across Mesoamerica. It was a center of art, trade, and ideas. Yet this great city holds its secrets close, forcing us to piece together its story not from written words, but from the silent language of its pyramids, murals, and the very dust that settles on its grand avenues. What compelled these unknown people to undertake such a monumental task? What drove them to align their world with the heavens? The answer, I believe, lies in a fundamental human impulse. It's the same impulse that drives us to build telescopes that peer into the farthest reaches of space. It's the desire to find order in the chaos of existence, to see a reflection of ourselves in the grand, silent dance of the cosmos. Teotihuacan is more than a collection of ruins. It's a physical manifestation of a people's attempt to map their universe and find their place within it, a timeless quest we continue to this day. To walk through Teotihuacan today is to step into a different dimension of time. The air feels thin and charged with history. You stand at one end of the main thoroughfare, the so-called Avenue of the Dead, and it stretches out before you, a wide, straight path aiming for the horizon. It is, in a way, an invitation to journey through a forgotten cosmos. On either side, smaller temple platforms rise like silent sentinels, the ghosts of a once vibrant society all around you. You can almost hear the faint echoes of footsteps, the murmur of a lost language, the sounds of a marketplace that vanished a millennium and a half ago. It's an experience that connects you directly to our shared human past. As you begin your walk, the sheer scale of the place becomes apparent. This was not a city built for individuals. It was built for the collective, for ceremonies involving thousands. To your right, the immense Pyramid of the Sun dominates the landscape, a man-made mountain of earth and stone. It seems to pull the very sky down to meet it. It is a ladder to the heavens, built with sweat and ingenuity. Each step you take along this grand avenue feels deliberate, as if you're participating in a ritual designed by its architects thousands of years ago. The city's layout forces you to contemplate the immense structures and, by extension, the ideas they represent. The Aztecs, who found the city abandoned and overgrown, believed this avenue was lined with the tombs of kings, hence its name. But we now know these structures were more likely ceremonial platforms, stages for cosmic dramas. As you proceed, you are walking on a timeline made of stone. Every structure, every plaza, was meticulously planned. This was not a city that grew organically. It was designed. It was a deliberate statement, a declaration of power, faith, and a deep understanding of geometry and astronomy. The city itself was a tool, an instrument for connecting the earthly realm with the celestial one. The journey culminates at the northern end of the avenue, at the foot of the Pyramid of the Moon. This pyramid stands as a majestic guardian, perfectly framed by the sacred mountain, Cerro Gordo, behind it. The symmetry is, honestly, just breathtaking. It is a moment of profound connection, where human architecture and the natural world merge into a single powerful statement. Standing there, you realize you are not just a tourist visiting a ruin. You are a time traveler, an explorer in a lost world, standing on the same ground where ancient astronomers once looked up and charted the cosmos, asking the same questions that we ask today. One of the most powerful and humbling facts about Teotihuacan is its anonymity. In so many other great civilizations of the ancient world, from Egypt to Rome, history is the story of powerful individuals. We know the names of the pharaohs who built the Great Pyramids at Giza. We have statues and inscriptions celebrating the emperors who expanded Rome. These monuments were often built to glorify a single ruler, to etch their name into eternity. But at Teotihuacan, there are no such monuments. There are no grand statues of kings, no boastful carvings proclaiming a ruler's divine right to power. The creators of this magnificent city chose to remain unknown. This collective anonymity is a radical idea. It suggests a society built on a different set of principles. Maybe, just maybe, the city itself was the monument. Perhaps the community, the shared vision, was more important than any single leader. The art of Teotihuacan reinforces this idea. We see murals depicting deities, feathered serpents, and jaguars. We see priests in elaborate costumes performing rituals. But we do not see portraits of specific identifiable rulers. The focus is on the cosmic forces, the cycles of nature, and the community's role in maintaining cosmic balance. The individual is subsumed into the whole. Who were these people? We simply do not know. They were not the Aztecs, who came much later. They were not the Maya, though they traded with them. They were a distinct culture that rose, flourished, and then vanished, leaving behind this epic puzzle. Their silence is what makes Teotihuacan so compelling. It forces us to abandon our modern obsession with individual fame and consider that a group of people, united by a common purpose, could create something so enduring. They built a city for the gods, not for the glory of men. Their legacy is not a name, but a question mark. This lack of a royal cult makes Teotihuacan almost unique in the ancient world. It was a civilization that celebrated the cosmos over the king, the system over the self. Their achievement was a collective one, a testament to what humans can do when they work together toward a shared, transcendent goal. Their legacy is not carved in a monument to a single person's ego, but in the precise alignment of an entire city with the stars. They didn't need their names to be remembered. The city itself, this map of the cosmos on Earth, was their signature, written across the landscape for all time. Teotihuacan is more than a city, it's a model of the cosmos. Its builders were not just architects, they were astronomers. They possessed a sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics, and honestly, they embedded that knowledge into the very fabric of their city. The entire grid of Teotihuacan is deliberately tilted about 15.5 degrees east of true north. Why? Well, this alignment isn't random. It corresponds to the position where the sun sets on specific important days of the year, likely tied to their calendar and agricultural cycles. The city was a giant functioning clock, marking the passage of time on a cosmic scale. The pyramids themselves are cosmic instruments. The Pyramid of the Sun is not just a massive structure. Its dimensions are believed to contain measurements related to the solar year. And its position is no accident. It's aligned to face the sunset on days that split the year into sacred periods for planting and harvesting. Similarly, the Avenue of the Dead seems to point toward the setting position of the Pleiades star cluster, a constellation of immense importance to many Mesoamerican cultures. These people were watching the sky with incredible precision, and they built their world to mirror what they saw. This cosmic alignment tells us something profound about the worldview of the Teotihuacanos. They didn't see themselves as separate from the universe. They saw themselves as an integral part of it. Their city was a place where the earthly and the divine could intersect. The movements of the sun, the moon, and the stars were not just distant phenomena. They were part of a sacred rhythm that governed life, death, and rebirth. Building their city as a celestial map was a way to participate in that cosmic order, to ensure harmony between their society and the universe that surrounded them. Think about the level of observation and shared knowledge required to achieve this. Generations of skywatchers must have passed down their findings. Thousands of workers had to execute a single, unified plan with mathematical precision. This wasn't just about building shelters or defenses. This was about making a statement about the nature of reality. It was an act of faith, science, and art combined. They were creating a space that was physically on Earth, but spiritually in sync with the heavens, a testament to their deep desire to find meaning in the grand, silent spectacle of the cosmos. In the end, Teotihuacan's greatest legacy is its mystery. Around the 6th or 7th century, the city met a violent end. Central parts were systematically burned and ritually desecrated, but we don't know who did it or why. Was it an internal uprising? A rebellion of the common people against an elite priesthood? Was it an invasion by outside forces, envious of the city's power and wealth? The clues are ambiguous, the evidence debated. The city's final chapter is as enigmatic as its first, and with its collapse, the identity of its builders was lost to history, perhaps forever. This enduring enigma is what makes Teotihuacan so powerful. It challenges our desire for neat, simple answers. It reminds us that history is not a complete storybook, but a collection of fragments, with many pages missing. The city stands as a monument to the limits of our knowledge. It forces us to be humble, to admit that there are profound questions that we may never be able to answer. And in that humility, we find a deeper sense of wonder. The silence of Teotihuacan speaks louder than any inscription ever could. It speaks of the fragility of civilization and the relentless passage of time. When we stand among these ruins, we are forced to reflect on our own civilization. What will we leave behind? What will future generations, thousands of years from now, make of our cities, our art, our digital world? Will our stories survive? Or will we too become an enigma, our grandest achievements reduced to silent monuments under a distant sky? Teotihuacan holds up a mirror to our own time, asking us to consider what is truly lasting. It suggests that perhaps the most enduring legacy is not a story about ourselves, but an invitation for others to wonder. The mystery of Teotihuacan is not a problem to be solved. It is a gift to be cherished. It fuels our imagination. It inspires us to keep exploring, to keep questioning, and to keep looking up at the stars. The city's anonymous builders left us with more than pyramids and avenues. They left us with a cosmic puzzle, a space to project our own dreams of what a society can be. The fact that we don't know who they were allows them to be everyone. They are a symbol of humanity's collective potential to create something beautiful, meaningful, and eternal. The real marvel of Teotihuacan is that its story is still being written in the imagination of every person who walks its avenues and wonders.